Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jonathan Coates, and in today's free SEO training, I'm going to be sharing with you an on-page optimization guide, a tutorial walkthrough. I'm going to kind of hold your hand through it. I found this article from Black Hat World from a guy named Split Splash. He's a junior executive VIP, and he's been kind of doing his thing here since I believe 2006 on this specific form. I might be wrong about that, but he's been around for quite some time, and he had an original post here on how to do on-page search engine optimization. This is kind of like an extension of his initial comments here on a thread. So this thread right here, let me just read his comments. So thank you so much for the information. So he's actually replying to a guy right here. I want to ask about eternal links. When is the best time should we do eternal links? Is it good to make eternal links when the article just posted, or wait until the article got indexed and then put the eternal link? So Split Splash, our champion here, basically said you can create eternal links when you create the article. There's no reason not to. By the time your article is indexed, Google has already crawled it. So it wouldn't make much sense to add them in later, but you can always go back and add internal links at any time. It doesn't hurt to do that. This guy says, love your post, but as long as Google decides to rank useless.edu sites spammed with spun content and some random Pinterest and other social signal sites over legit websites, it's not accurate at this moment. I hope Google will update their algorithm soon and make real relevant websites with high quality content rank again. He says, I'm glad you love my content, but did you actually read it? Here's a snippet from what I said. You can certainly reach page one with crap content because Google is just an algorithm. It really doesn't know the difference between crap content and great content. It really just looks for relevancy signals, which is keyword usage. Placements of those keywords and keywords it knows through the rank brain are related. I went on to say that high quality content is better because you'll have more sustainable website and you'll get better engagement signals when you're on page one. But high quality content by itself will not rank you. I'm going to leave the rest of this in the description. It actually starts right here on page one, why most sites never make much in SEO. But this specific comment is on page 3. And he says here that he was writing a response on that specific thread, and he was going to give an example on how to do on-page optimization, but he thought it would be a separate thread here. But he does encourage us to read the thread that I just read to you, so I'm going to be sure to leave that in the tools and the resources below. So let's go ahead and get started from the very top of this guide. Now I have some resources and additional tools to share with you to accompany this guide, but starting at step 1, we want to choose a keyword. The first step, now this is for on-page optimization, is to choose a keyword. This is just a base keyword. You're not creating pages to target keywords, you're creating pages to target topics. Most know this, but what you probably aren't aware of is that when you target a page for a keyword, you automatically optimize it for the topic. This means we shouldn't be too concerned with topics versus keywords. Just be aware you are targeting a topic and not just a single keyword. And Split Splash then goes on to say, in some cases, there isn't a main keyword to target, and the topic will contain several searches around 100 to 200 volume per month, compared with your main keyword having, say, 400 search volume. Then a bunch of 20 to 50 searches volume. In those cases, you'll pick a few keywords to try to optimize. It's harder in those cases, but if you guys want a guide on that, then he'll write one later. For this example, we're going to choose best laptop for nursing students. So step 1.1, identify the topic. The topic here is laptop/notebooks for nursing students, all right? Obviously, but we're thinking now in terms of the English phrases and not just the single keyword. If the keyword was duplicate content, then your topic could be a number of things. Looking at page 1 for that keyword, there are a range of topics from avoiding creating duplicate content to how to fix a duplicate content penalty. So as you can see, this is an important step, identify your topic. Step 1.2, identify the user intent. This just helps you write a better article. For this keyword, it's really obvious, but for the above duplicate content, it's not. You should have always looked at what ranks on page 1 for that keywords to find out what the user intent is, unless it's very obvious. You need to match what Google thinks the user intent is with what you decide it is. For our example, the user intent is to find a good laptop that's best suited for nursing students. They want to find something that's unique for them and not just any old laptop. They are probably wanting to know, are there laptops that are particularly useful for nursing students compared with the rest? Step number 2, check competition/volume. Use Ahrefs for this, so I'll be sure to leave that in the description. You check the base search volume for the keyword, but more importantly, you want to see the traffic/keyword from pages that are on page 1 for the main keyword. Sometimes you have a low volume keyword, 50 to 100. And I have a lot of different trainings on this specific subject right here. I'll be sure to leave those in the description as well. And I'll try to have them in the cards. It has a lot of long tails in the group, especially when it comes to long tail keywords. So if you target the group, you'll get quite a bit of traffic. This is how you do it. So he has this overview here, and these are the keyword ideas by search volume for best laptop for nursing students, search volume 400. This one has 400 searches a month, which is a good search volume for the main keyword. You can also see some other questions here which helps when creating the content. Some related keywords like best laptop for college nursing students. Important things to note because this is clearly part of the keyword group, so we note this for our optimization. Now let's look at the top 10 in Href. So SERP overview for best laptops for nursing students. Here are the top 10s that comes from that website, Hrefs. We can see that these pages are ranking for generally 30 keywords on average. The ones with 100 or so keywords have duplicates in Hrefs showing up because of HTML bookmarks in the table of contents. This is just a bug from Hrefs. It's quite annoying actually because it makes it hard to compare pages. You have to use the content gap tool to see if one page actually ranks for more, but they don't. For example, laptop study ranks for 2 more keywords than laptop consider, only 2. So what we can see is from this is that it's a very small topic with only about 20, 30 keywords in the topic. If we take a look at laptopsconsider.com/best laptop for nursing students right here, and he has it on the diagram right here, the one without the HTML bookmarks, we want to check how many of those keywords are in the top 15. You might have pages that rank for 4,000 keywords, but only 500 are top 15. That's a really good point. Anything outside the top 15 for a page ranking in the top 10 for its main keyword, you can consider irrelevant and not ones that you want to target. So 23 keywords. This leads us onto step number 3, gather your main keywords for the topic. So let's look into laptopsconsider.com/best laptop for nursing students to get our main keywords. And actually this one has HTML bookmarks too. There's really very few keywords in this group. We have these that pop up right here, and they got the URL on the right hand side as well as the cost per click, the volume, the search volume, and the positioning. Best laptops for nursing students, laptops for nursing students, nurse laptop, best computer for nursing students, good laptops, etc., etc. So really that is just best laptop for nursing students, best laptops for nursing students. He goes through them again. He puts them all right here, all the keywords. Nurse laptop, they're ranking here in almost page 1 because this isn't going to have any big sites targeting it like gaming laptop would. Best computer for nursing school, this is getting a bit more irrelevant here, but Google probably considers the user intent close enough to laptops. Best laptop for college nursing students, that's us really. It's a very small keyword group. This here is very important. This is the core group of keywords that are part of the single user intention. These are all connected quite strongly and are essentially one. Step number 4, gather topics/questions to cover. Look through a few pages in the top 10. Ignore outliers that are in the top 10, i.e. strong sites, sites with short content, sites that are different to what you're creating, e-commerce, videos, etc. Note down a few topics/questions, and then let's take a look here. So he got nursing student, he got nursing school, college students, minimum requirements, lectures/campuses, maximize productivity, durability, time in nursing school, the usual laptops ones, weight, battery, display, CPU, RAM, storage, performance, portability, design. These are important to get your laptop and laptop review topical relevancy. Exams, note-taking, tablet versus laptop, webcam/online courses. So you have your core keywords and your topics. Now you need to include the word count. And I actually have one right here. It's called online character count. I'll be sure to leave that in the description. This is an easy step. So just look at the word count for what's in the top 10. Excludes outliers. Generally, you want to look at what the weaker sites are doing because if the weaker site is up there with the strong site, it has a better on page. If there's 3 sites that are quite weak with 3,500, 4,500, 4,600 words, then go for something between 3,700 and 4,800. And I actually have another video that covers word count, and I'll be sure to try to leave that in the tools and resources below as well. I like to keep costs down, so I'd probably, in this case, go for 3,800 words personally. You don't need to beat everyone on word count. Just be in the general ballpark and at least above the lowest. Step number 6, word and phrase usage counts. This is where some people get confused and think about keyword density, which I do have a video on. I actually have 2 videos on keyword density. Google isn't checking for percents. Percentiles are irrelevant. It doesn't really matter if an article is 2,000 words or 4,000 words. It just needs enough usage of keywords so Google knows what the page is about. The title is not enough. I don't care if you rank pages with just the keyword in the title. There's so many factors in SEO, it doesn't prove anything. Try to consistently beat the kind of articles ranking for this nurse article by only using best laptops for nursing students once in the title. You just won't. They are all optimized for it. Even the guys on page 2 and 3 are optimized here. Where you can beat these guys is through better optimization. They may be using the core keywords enough times, but there's other areas some of them lack that you can improve upon. So this is really useful if you're doing client SEO, especially in your local area. So with that said, let's look more at what you want to do in this step before writing. First, your core keyword. This is fairly a simple one, and in the vast majority of cases, you want to use the core keyword like this: title / H1, like the H1 header, and H2 / H3 headers, and 1 or 2 times in the body, generally somewhere in the first few paragraphs. Absolute minimum of using it 3 times. There's no reason not to. Using it 3 times in a 1,000 word article is still not going to put you into dangerous territory. It helps Google out. It's just an algorithm. It does not understand when you're saying things like one of the major advantages that Access XYZ has for nursing students is that it's really sturdy with an extra long battery life. So it's ideal for moving around from lecture to lecture. You as a human know that this is very relevant for best laptops for nursing students. This is actually how Google would parse that sentence. Brands ACES, advantages of ACES, nursing students, ACES for nursing students, ACES is 30, ACES has longer battery life, moving from lecture to lecture. I don't think it would connect that ACES is good for nursing students who are moving around from lecture to lecture. That's too advanced. So look at those topics there. That's not really what you're going for. Compare it to this. One of the best laptops for nursing students is the ACES XYZ. It has an extra long battery life, which is really good for busy nursing students who are studying at a university that has its lecture halls spread out and need a good durable laptop that they can carry with them from lecture to lecture that won't run out of a battery so that they can take notes in every class with their laptop. You see the difference here? Google will see this as best laptops for nursing students, brand ACES. ACES XYZ is one of the best laptops for nursing students. Extra long battery life, busy nursing students, good for busy nursing students, studying at university, lecture halls, durable laptop, carrying with them, take notes in class with laptops. Lots of uses of laptops, nursing students, best in here. Google is just an algorithm, folks. Stop thinking that you have to write amazing content to rank. You have to write amazing content so that your sites last for a long time. So that's a really good distinction, and I really do appreciate that clarity. And you eventually attract some natural links, but to rank, you just need to give it what it wants to see. Now, with an understanding of that, look at your competitors on page 1. Avoid the outliers as always. I use Surfer SEO to help me out with this next bit, so I'll be sure to leave that in the description as well. But you can do it manually. I've selected a bunch of pages in the top 10 to compare it to, and this is what it's telling me. It recommends 4,300 words, 8 headings, 18 paragraphs. This is slightly useful. While 18 paragraphs isn't going to rank you, it helps to stay closer to what the competition is doing. It's just giving you a general guideline for what Google wants to see for this keyword group. What's more important is this. So it has the important terms of use right on here, the topics and questions to answer. So we got these 3 right here, and then the other relevant terms. So this is for Surface SEO, and I'll try to leave that in the description. The important terms to use is the most important. We can see here we should be mentioning best laptop for nursing students about 7 times, best 24 times, laptop 64 times. So he's referencing this right here where they have the numbers right after the keyword. Nursing 45 times, students 34 times, nursing students 25 times. This is not keyword density. How the hell is Google expected to understand your page is relevant for the topic if you say best laptop for nursing students once, mention laptop 10 times, and product or some generic phrase the rest of the time, saying nursing 5 times, students 8 times, etc.? It would just see other words more often, other phrases, and consider those more important. A human might understand it if I say extreme example to highlight the point. A human might understand it if I say, and he's going to give an extreme example here to highlight the point. The best laptop for students is the Asus XYZ. This product is really good for the aforementioned party because when they are at their place of occupation, they will have many duties to perform with their product. So for the reasons I already mentioned and more, this product is truly one of the greatest around for those with this occupation doing these kinds of tasks daily. You understand, right? Google would have no clue you were talking about students, laptops, and university. Do you think a 5-year-old would understand that? No. So what makes you think Google is smarter than a 5-year-old human child? That's beyond ludicrous. Using Surfer SEO is helpful, but you don't want to follow it exactly. It's saying to use 12 hours 3 times. That's probably not necessary. And based on your core keywords, you also want to adjust. You might use best laptops for nursing students 5 times and best laptops for nursing students twice, and maybe include the best laptop for nursing school students in there too. And I'd probably go for best computer for nursing students twice, just to get some relevancy going for that, since it's an easy one to snatch. On top of that, I'd say computers a few times and not just a laptop. I'd probably go for some things like computers for students and computers for nursing students too, which will help get that ranking. For the single word ones, you don't have to specifically use laptop 64 times. Use it as a guideline only. If your usage is particularly low, like 10 to 15, crank it up. Just look through your article and look for places where you can change words to more keyword rich words without making it look weird. Places like the product is blah or it's a good choice. This one is such and such. You can change to the laptop or the Asus laptop. The Asus laptop is a good choice for nursing school. The Asus laptop is a good choice for nursing students. The Asus laptop is a good choice for college students, depending on what keywords you're beefing up. Finally, you can throw in a sprinkling of the other relevant terms. For this, things like Core i7 processor, Thunderbolt 3, solid state, other additional relevant key phrases. I personally don't pay much attention to that because providing you have a good writer doing the content, they will already have included plenty of these quote unquote technical jargon type keywords. And these are less important than you might think. Google is really just looking for the core stuff like laptops, nursing students, best laptops, best laptops for nursing students, for to be able to make meaningful sense out of things like solid state and Thunderbolt as it pertains to review is too advanced. And then step number 6, write the content. Step 5 was sort of talking about rewriting stuff, so you can consider step 5 and 6 interchangeable. If you're using a standard writing service, then you have the content done, then rewrite yourself. If you got your own writer, you can train him up. If you're writing the content yourself, then you'll still probably do a post analysis and tweak some things. Same with the writer. When you get bigger, you can get an in-house SEO that you train to manage your writers and handle all of this pre and post optimization content work for you. So that's it. Nothing more to say really. That's how you rank in Google, guys. It's not about keyword density or high quality content. Google is an algorithm, and as such, you have to write as if you're writing for an algorithm. But also keep the quality high for your readers so that your site remains future proof. High quality content is good for your readers, meaningless for Google. Google's favorite do what's best for the users is pure crap and just their attempt to get people to focus less on-page optimization and just write stuff. Good luck, and I hope you think this value has some use for you. So I found this right here extremely insightful for me personally because it does debunk a lot of the common sayings that you hear in the SEO field, such as keyword density and high quality content trumping everything else. There's a lot of comments in the description. It goes on and on and on. So we can have another additional video just talking about the different contents and the back and forth and the questions they have. But just be sure to check this out. This is an extremely thorough guide, as you can see, walking from start to finish. So from step 1 all the way to step 6, he gives you irrefutable evidence and proof on how to optimize your on page for the algorithms and keeping it future proof by creating high quality content for your readers specifically. But he made that distinction between the algorithm and the readers and why it's important to know that as you're creating content and to keep that in mind and stay conscious of it as you're doing on-page optimization. So I thought that this was really interesting. I wanted to share that with you, and be sure to check out his original comments on the other thread that actually kind of motivated him to spin off and create an entire guide about it. All right. So his name is Splish Splash. Be sure to check out his profile on Black Hat World. He's from the UK, junior executive VIP. He's been around for quite some time, since 2013, so about 4 years before me. I started like really getting active on this forum in about like 2015 or something like that. Even though it still says newbie for some reason, it still says newbie, I guess because I just haven't really upgraded or anything like that. But I've been on since 2015. And I also want to leave this playlist here in the description for you as far as search engine optimization. I have a lot of different videos about creating high quality content for search engine optimization, as well as a pre-published Google optimized checklist. And then I even have 2 different videos for keyword density. So it's nice to hear some additional information and clarification on keyword density. I made one about a year ago and also made another one about 8 years ago as far as like keyword density. So he did mention that in this video, and he also talked about EDU links in that original thread when he was talking back and forth with one of the other users when it was talking about spammy edu links where people just having like respun content. So that's it for the video. I hope you enjoy. I'll be sure to leave everything that I talked about in this training in the tools and the resources below in the description, as well as the pinned comment by the Affiliate Marketing Samurai. If you like content like this, then I highly recommend that you subscribe to the channel. Check out my website. I talk about everything when it comes to business, generating traffic, and increasing sales. And with that said, I will see you in the next video. See you then.